Hey everyone, this is Grimcat, and we are here with some more D&D on a Thursday with the Shifting City. I was getting a little worried I wasn't going to be able to record right there. Like, it took what felt like a full 2 minutes from me pressing the button and it actually receiving a signal. I'm sure it wasn't 2 minutes, but man, it felt like it. So how's everybody doing today? That's to
Is that
you
rhetorical?
Very good.
Is that a question directed at us?
I'm finer than frog hair.
Gotcha.
Tired.
Good.
Fox have hair?
I don't think
That's
so.
how fine it. That's how fine it is. If you can't see it, it must be pretty damn fine.
He's so fine. It's not even there.
So, a lot of things have happened in the last session.
Nothing happened. What are you talking about?
Namely, we have, in some way, incapacitated possibly a god? Who knows? We were all at the village. The large froghemoth came. We ran. We eventually decided to sort of straight up and fight it, and that worked. After destroying the thing, we went down into the caves where it was layering, and we found a couple of things. We found a whole bunch of eggs, presumably from the bullywogs. And we also found that our one-time friend Skarg had been dismantled, to put it in a sort of nice way. Coin, the Zixchill expert that you all had hired, is missing his legs. But other than that, the rest of the captives are in all right shape. We decided that we would... Okay, what happened next was the bullywogs, well, understanding that this is their god, and with the idea that once their god wakes up, it's going to be in a particularly bad mood, have decided to flee the area. We have found out that said froghemoth is regenerating, or attempting to regenerate, at a pretty substantial rate. Currently, we're sort of beating on it, hand, fist, tooth, and nail, as much as we can to keep it down in submission. We've decided that we are going to be going back to the city. So we've taken about a day or so, constructed sort of a sledge or a litter of something like that. I suppose we've also got Janian's cart that he can do a little bit of carrying with. But that is the plan. Any questions up to this point?
So we were still at the Bullywug Village.
You are still at the Bullywug Village.
Rivet.
I mean,
Sans
he
the
was our
Bullywugs,
friend.
of course.
He was our friend and all. But what did Skarg have on?
So Skarg had a couple of items on him. Give me a second and I will pull up his sheet. The most
Party loot.
notable of which he has some magical daggers. He has 2 rings of shielding. And then he's just got some standard equipment, a regular old short sword, a hand crossbow, leather armor. Are you gonna take his stuff?
I mean, is it right to just leave it?
If nothing else, to give back to the rat house?
Yeah, if
So,
you don't keep it,
all right, what I'm
give it
asking
back.
Feel
is,
like we should.
are you taking it for your personal use, or are you taking it just to take it? Because if you're taking it for the personal use, I'll give you stat blocks and all that on stuff. But if you're just taking it to, hold on to it until, say, the rat folk are in a state where you can give it to them, or you're with the other people and you can give it them, I'm not going to bother giving you stats on it and all that. I mean, I got him here, I don't know, I feel lazy when linking it or something.
I mean, it could possibly get used in because it's the black tentacle dagger, the one that we used in that other.
Sure.
Is it? Or
Oh,
was
no.
it? Did he have...
I just had to control Z
I mean-
something. That's what that oh no was.
I would probably use them in time before
Okay.
finding out.
Alright, well, he's got a dagger of piercing and the rat house black dagger. Let's see. We can cast that. Past that, it's just, a regular dagger. It's not +1 or anything to it like that. It is its magical effect. And the dagger of piercing... look, we'll just link that one. What it does is you stab somebody with it and then you let go of it, and it basically stays in the person and then worries them. It stays in there, rocks back and forth, does nasty damage every round or so.
Just does anyone actually want any of these?
So the dagger
Mm-hmm.
is kind of like an ongoing DPS. So I could certainly stick him with the dagger, and then next round use my staff, but the dagger would still be doing damage.
Yes.
Oh. Does anybody else use a dagger?
I might take. I'm gonna hold on to the black tentacle dagger personally. I've used it before. It's my only memorial. So I'm gonna give it back to them probably when we get back. But just in case something jumps me, black tentacle dagger, stabby stab.
I think I might,
Well, that's
if
the thing.
nobody else wants it, I will gladly, quote unquote, hold on to and maybe forget to give back the dagger of piercing.
Yeah, that's the thing I was thinking. I was thinking the rat house black dagger probably should get back to the rat house.
Oh, definitely.
Dagger of piercing?
I would like to further clarify, though, in that while exhausted, the other rat folk are still conscious. So,
Yeah.
I mean, unless you're taking efforts to do this away from them, they can see you.
Oh,
I would
absolutely.
Probably, just bringing it up with this stuff, and is there any cloth or anything nearby?
Cloth?
Like,
yeah, there would be some cloth, very crude stuff in the village.
I want to find the nicest looking crude cloth. I want to wrap Skarg and his stuff up in it, and of course I'm preserving it with magic.
Okay.
I will help him and pocket the dagger of piercing.
Okay.
Making if you would like to do a sleight of hand.
If you would, please.
Yeah.
And while I give one from Kives and one from
Rip.
Kif.
Use your inspiration and get that 26.
I don't have an inspiration, or do I? Yeah, I do. I will use that inspiration.
Okay.
I will take my inspiration off.
All right.
That is a good call.
It's a pretty good call.
Now they won't be mad at us.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
All right.
So I'm going to go ahead and put that dagger piercing in my inventory right now,
Mhm.
and you can gladly take it back later on with a fight.
funny.
Is that something you really want to do?
Right.
So, as I mentioned, the way I have it set up is I have the worry set up as a different damage type, so you can just hit the button every time. But feel free to do however you wish to do. So, what's the plan?
I am taking a short rest so I can get a spell slot back. But I believe we're building a thing, and we're just trying to get the biggest piece we can that's easy enough to carry from the Foggy Myth.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe we are looting the village.
Quick question on that dagger piercing. It does not have any pluses, right? It's just
Does
that
not.
one. Okay,
Yep.
no problem. I will copy and paste that as is then. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Anyone else doing anything differently, or is that pretty much the
Well,
plan?
I'm going to be taking as much of the god meat as possible and putting it in my bag of holding. That's got to sell for something.
So you can, theoretically, completely fill your bag of holding with this meat. I mean, it's regenerating as you're working on it.
Okay.
Again, it's not something we normally worry about because magic item, but how much stuff is in your bag? And
I do have quite a bit. One more question about the bag of holding, or the dagger of piercing. I'm sorry. Because the dagger is a monk weapon, my monk damage goes up each time. Right now it's at 1d6. So does it go back to 1d4 when I let go? Do you understand what I'm saying?
The damage from the dagger or your own unarmed attacks?
When a monk weapon, the damage dealt goes up each with levels. And right now I'm at a 1d6. So I'm 1d6 with a dagger, not 1d4. So is it 1d6 plus whatever the first time, and then when I let go, is it 1d4?
That's what we'll say.
Okay. That makes more sense, but just want to make sure.
So skeletons are pretty much working. Well, skeletons and other assorted undead are pretty much working on keeping the Froghemoth down. As I've mentioned before, Moss is more or less tending to the Ratfolk and Coin. Everyone else is pretty much free to loot or construct on this thing. As we're looting the village, there isn't a ton as it comes to traditional wealth. There's food, there's things that might be useful, everyday things, spices, all that kind of stuff, but nothing that would really click with you that this is a great must-have thing. There's nothing in the way of magical items or anything like that that they would have left behind anyways. You do manage to find the raw herbalage in order to make another 10 healing potions with, and another 5 poison potions with.
Adding it.
So that's the raw materials for it, not the finished potions
There's
themselves.
10 healing, 5 poison?
Yes. And this is the traditional poison, not the paralytic poison.
Okay.
But past that, not too much of interest. I mean, I suppose if you're willing to, you can go through and take baubles, trinkets, and all that, but they may be worth something, they might not be worth something.
I'm gonna...
What sort of things do they keep as keepsake?
Cocaine.
particularly pretty shells of insects and things like that, iridescent beetle wings, shells, things of that nature. And they come pretty big, so it's not like they're teeny tiny little shells or anything like that. Some of it's pretty pleasant to look at.
Could I try and find like a pretty thing, probably like fist-sized?
You could probably find something, and if not it itself, you could probably find something constructed like that, like a ball, sort of made from these woven beetle shells attached together somehow. It's not like a playing ball, it's like a decorative ball.
Oh, I'm not at the computer at the moment, but I'll mark that down when I get back up.
Went down for a smoke.
Yeah.
Sure, just remember to mark it down.
Yeah.
Is there anything else, like, really specifically anyone is looking for? Because, again, like, there's normal household sundries and all. I'm sure Janian would be interested in spices.
Yeah.
So
He's
I'm
always
going to
getting up for it.
write down
He
somewhere
would-
on his sheet.
He would be looking for spices that he hasn't had before as well. So, I don't know. I can't get to my computer and roll it for him, but that might need a check or
I'm not real worried about doing a, like, investigation or anything right now. You guys have basically all the time in the world to search through things. It's just a matter of how much time you'd like to take.
yeah, he'll just be looking for spices. He would probably take time to find one.
Okay.
I mean, if he's got nothing else to do.
Alright, I wrote on his sheet in his possession. Guts, the hags seem to be looking for something specific. But whatever it is they're looking for, they're certainly not finding. And they're unhappy about it. They have a certain flamboyant way of cursing that just delightful, really.
Can I ask them what they're looking for? Because obviously I noticed that they're looking for something.
Mm-hmm. They'd also be doing their best sort of to stay close to you, but would want to do their best to, quote-unquote, nonchalantly keep you away from the rest of the group. Whether that's successful or not, I imagine it would be somewhat hit or miss. Sometimes they could get you alone, sometimes they wouldn't get you alone, but it's fairly obvious that they're trying to do it.
Boy, well, I'll just ask. I'll go up to them and say, "Hey, you guys looking for something?"
Spices, trinkets, things of spiritual worth that these things may have had, but it looks like they've taken everything.
Yeah, I wouldn't be too surprised.
It's always a good thing for your magic to have a sympathetic connection with them, but I don't think there's anything here.
Well, I'm certain we can find stuff somewhere else. Doesn't necessarily have to be here.
Indeed. By the way, dearie, did you get that thing that we asked you for?
I totally forgot what it was. Wasn't it a scroll or something?
Yes.
A squirrel.
I say, no, I haven't yet.
Do your best to get it for us, if you would.
We'll keep it in mind. I will try. I say as I'm not so certain. Obviously, I'm not so certain about that. I mean, you could ask Tadpole.
Do you honestly think they would just give it to us? I mean, it's certainly worth asking, but we also don't want to raise suspicions. We're not really in a good place for that.
I mean, as long as you ask. I mean, it's more suspicious if you had me grab it from them.
I suppose.
Because the way I see, if you're going to be coming with us, that means you're going to be part of our group. So if you need something, it's better to ask than to go around sneakily. It doesn't inspire confidence, if you get what I'm saying.
Yes. Sort of. I suppose, but... I suppose. And a little while afterwards, Tadpole, the two hags approach you. They're doing their best to sort of loom and be intimidating towards you.
Not like that!
You there, the small one. We've been told to ask you for the scroll of the hex. You can give it to us. We trust each other. And you may be muted. Tadpole?
Oh, sorry. Yes. I had a phone call come in, so I had to mute it.
Gotcha. Sorry.
No, I'm sorry. Say that one more time, please.
Long story short, the two hags have come up to you, sort of loomingly and trying to intimidate you, and they half ask, half demand for the scroll of hex that you received earlier.
Janian took it, I think, actually.
Somebody has it.
Janian took it.
Well, sure. But why didn't you ask me to join your coven? I'm a female. I'm even evil. I don't know if my friend is evil, but I am.
I think the decision was somewhat made for us.
I'm offended. You can't have the scroll. Goodbye. Let me leave.
They sort of come to you, Guts, sort of sputtering and fuming. We asked. We were denied. Do you see?
How did you ask?
We said it could give it to us.
You're supposed to ask nicely.
We didn't tear out its eyes.
That's not nice. Just because that's like, it's like, do I have to explain this to you?
Alright, SpongeBob, sing the friendship song.
F is for friends who do stuff together. The point is, if you want something, you only need to use threats if you think it'll... I don't even know how to explain it. You don't need to use threats here. That's all I'm saying. Well...
Let me get a perception check from everyone, please. From everyone.
Okay. Everyone.
And Guts, you can go ahead and continue.
my point being, there's a certain way you can ask for certain things, and I don't think you're going to get anywhere with intimidating Tadpole
It was
or anyone here.
offended that it was not chosen to be part of our sister. It is jealous of us. Jealous of you.
Well, why? Is there a limit? You just bring her in.
They sort of... Dearie, a coven is 3. How will we settle disagreements?
True.
4 just makes 2 votes on each side.
Huh. I did not know that.
It's all right. You have a lot to learn still.
How about
Well, I'll
5?
try and ask for it myself. Clearly, I don't think you two can do it. So,
We did ask nicely. We did not threaten it once. We have not poisoned its food. And we likely will not either. How
I
much
would
nicer can one be?
okay, I'll just leave it at that then. I don't know. I honestly, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to tell you. So I will ask for. I will do it myself. It's all good.
Or
I thought Guts was about to teach these acts of madness.
no.
Well-
You're right. You're right. Do your best, dearie. Try to get it. We'll talk about other options some other time.
All right. All right. Well, I guess come talk to me if you have any other questions.
Indeed.
This is gonna be. How do you even teach hags manners? Just like sit them down for like.
They have a very different perspective on things, that's for sure.
Yeah. Certainly, it's like you can't just sit them in front of like a table and have them choose which fork to eat a salad with.
You need to be nice. We didn't rip his eyes out.
Huh. Sing the fun song.
I will be right back in 30 seconds. I have to refill my coffee.
Nice. That is a good question. I don't want it to be me against the party, because obviously I trust you guys more than I trust the hags.
Well, I should hope so.
I mean, yes, that's like it's very obvious. So, I mean, I'll just ask I'll just ask Jangin for it later then.
Maybe.
So why do they think I even have this scroll?
Well, when you made a comment in the chat about joining the coven, so I was like, you should just ask them if they want to join, if you want to join. And I think that's fine.
But they asked me about a hex scroll. They asked me for the hex scroll.
Yeah, I think when I typed it in, it made it sound like you had it.
Okay. I have no idea. But I'm not going to tell them I don't have it.
True.
Gotta say, that first glass of coffee, I put a shot of cream in it. It was good. It was creamy.
Well, imagine that.
Sort of unexpectedly.
You put some cream in it, and it was creamy.
It's delicious.
Wow.
We couldn't do it for the second one, though. That's empty
Novel
calories.
idea. Yeah.
So it takes you all about a full day to go through, pick, choose, loot the village, and to construct this wagon capable of holding this monstrosity. Because, let's not forget, is a big guy.
By the by, I wanted to take a short rest before we did anything else. Was I able to do that?
Okay.
Yet? Just real quick, so I can get a slot.
Sure.
I'm going to use it to send a send to Chol.
Mm-hmm.
And I ordered this out, and I just fit the 25 word. So here. Urgent, heavy casualties for Myth Demigod. Regenerating after brain death. Maintaining undead to keep it contained. Making sled returning to cities soon. One sending a day. It's like a telegram, but magic. It's a magicgram.
Magigram.
Magicgram.
You get something back. And I may or may not be within those 25 words, but I'll do my best to keep it brief. Send word, city ahead. Coin knows how process. Let him do talking. Everything be fine. Still finish rest of week. Good job.
Good job. Everyone's dead. He saw the heavy casualties part? Goddamn, Chol. Oh, anyhow. Well, at least everything coin will probably be up by the time we get back. Yay. I guess we have to ask him on the way, though, what we're doing.
So, time wipe. The next day. Everyone gets their benefits of their long rest and all of that. If we have not before, which I presume we have not before. And we are ready to set out on the journey. The Ratfolk and Coin are awake and less than happy. As one might expect. Kif and Kives are staying mostly silent. If spoken to, they tend to give short affirmative negatives. They seem to be more in shock than anything else.
I'm gonna go to Moss and Coin then.
Coin, not surprisingly, is more on the livid side. When we get back to the city, you'll be in trouble. There'll be hell to pay. I swear. I'm getting hazard pay for this out the...
We will get you new legs, goddammit. But first, Chol said we have to send word about that beforehand. What do we need to do?
You'll have to send someone forward into the city, get in contact with the nobles or something that big, that strong, will take steps to deal with. They'll not let something like that in the city without covering their bases first, of course. I can write up something, but obviously I can't take it there myself.
Google, what counts as familiar?
Huh?
Say again?
I'm just talking wording and spells.
So, if no one has any objections, what we will do is we will start heading back towards the city.
Yeah. Sounds like a plan.
The Sitai.
Do we know if there's any survivors from the other camp? Is everyone else?
Oh,
just
so
as
someone
far
does
as
have
the
objections.
Hey, Masters, did anyone survive, or are we just going home?
Yeah, I'll ask them. But if they say there's survivors, we need to go back to the campsite before we just.
Zoosh, who happens to be more or less coherent and still on good sides with you. No, all the other ones were killed. There are supplies left at the camp. Moss found a particularly strong type of plant that makes some sort of the healing potions or something. There's a stash of it. That's what we had been collecting.
We should stop by and grab what we can, put it on the god sled, I guess. Did we just fast forward through making the god sled?
Yes, we did.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not making you roll anything or.
Now, Coin, do you want to ride the dragon or do you want to ride the spiders?
Neither. I'd much rather ride in the cart. Something where I don't have to use my legs to keep me on.
I will make you new legs, god damn it.
Do you know how much money I had in those alone?
Oh, by the way, I want to take out a few coins, like the platinum and the gold we found in the dungeon. Have some Goblin King money, by the way.
He does take it, but it does not seem to particularly dissuade his abuse, as it were.
I like to imagine him like just angrily putting them over the stump hole.
Just with a little thing of super glue, and he's just kind of one by one.
Just has a unlimited supply of what's it called? The thing, the mad sovereign glue.
I wonder.
Yeah, let's make our way back to the camp, loot it, and go home.
You make your way back to the camp, and it's very, very easy to find your way back to the camp. Most of the trees that have been pushed over are still sort of in their pushed over state, but interestingly enough, as we get further and further out from where the frogs are, we can still see that there's a path, but we can also see that the trees are doing a surprisingly decent job of righting themselves as well. Even though they were pushed over, they're sort of, again, righting themselves back up. They're not, regenerating or anything, so any damage that was done to them is still done to them. Bits and pieces of bark and tree, quote, flesh is gouged out, but, they're upright, or moving upright, as it were.
So, how much money we get after this? I'm buying blight, and we are blighting the next tree sentient thing we see. Ugh. Fuck trees.
You managed to make it to the camp without much in the way of difficulties, and it's pretty much a mess. There's blood, there's gore, there's viscera pretty much everywhere. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that when it stumbled upon the camp, it was awfully hungry, and so indulged itself. There's a lot of its blood around the area too, so it's certain the defenders you left certainly gave their good share as well as got it, but what do you expect from them?
But
But without much
Footage.
trouble, you managed to find sort of the stock of herbs. And what you have there is you have enough herbs to make 20 superior healing potions.
Nice.
And of course, the reason would be explained, or what they can do, recipes rather, would be explained by Moss. Not exactly the recipes, but what they're used for.
So I'm just making small talk
Certainly
with Coin.
terrified.
Yeah.
I want to ask him, would he prefer new organic legs, or is it okay with metal legs? Does he have a preference?
What if
He's a
you
metal
made them
thing going on.
entirely out of coin?
Yeah, would you want legs made out of coin?
He's sort of giving you, like, a disgusted look. He's not exactly pleased with the idea of all metal legs or anything like that. He knows, he's a smart guy. He knows magic can fix this. And he wants to be fixed. He doesn't want to be changed, as it were. He doesn't want to be a cyborg Zix chill.
Okay. I need update sending after the daily short rest.
Okay.
Waiting for him to
I'm
type.
just
He's counting
you
it
know.
out, too. I much prefer the count on your fingers as you're talking approach.
I had 10 words left. Anyone want anything important I should say in 10 words?
Have booze.
Nope. I'm good.
Oh, there's something else Janian would have found, too. The frog people would not have taken the hallucinogenic fruits that they had with them and shared with you.
Ooh, how many of those we got?
He
I have that.
found 20. I added it to his list.
He found 18.
Let's put it on the party loop real quick, just for the sake of it.
Say what?
Because I also added it to party loop just for the sake of it. In case he isn't here next week.
Oh, okay. Coin got no legs, but will send message ahead. Scrying artifact and water summoner obtained. Fucking mortal humans. Be sure to send someone good talking, then. Have to convince that threat is real. Might not go with just note. Good luck. Nice job.
Everyone is dead. Nice job.
No, you didn't exactly tell him that. You just said heavy casualties.
That implies everyone's dead.
It's all good.
So,
Yeah, but you also didn't tell them their rat folk failed at guarding our camp, and that's why everyone.
yeah, hold on to that one. That's what I want you to accuse them with. So, if no one has any objections, the way back to the city from the camp is pretty uneventful. Other
I'd like to note real quick though, I'm just saying, like no one ever expects the Spanish Inquisition, no one ever expects the immortal Fatima. You know?
right.
Profound.
Did we send someone ahead?
We're going
You
to.
have not yet.
When we get closer.
Right, which is what I'm saying. The journey back is more or less on the uneventful side. You're all starting to get sort of an uncomfortable feeling in the pits of your stomach. And it seems to be growing stronger day by day. But because of that as well, it seems like most things are attempting to stay out of your way as well.
I'm gonna look at that Fatima.
It's currently in a bad way. But again, it's doing its best to regenerate over the damage bit by bit.
Hey, that reminds me. Hey, Keith and, fuck is the other one's name? Kives?
Yes.
You got those stabby daggers that stay in things?
I have to check what they're equipped with. Hold on. Kive certainly does not, and neither does Kif.
Darn. So the more damage you can take over time, the less we have to worry about, I think.
Kives also should be noted, is coming through his funk a bit quicker than Kif is, but he is certainly perturbed by the loss of his animals. Both his pets, rats, and the oh gosh, what are they called? Crenshaw, that he was taking with him in training.
That's Kives?
Yes, that is Kives. Kives.
I'm sorry, Kives. I would have gotten you the baby dragon, but it kept running away, then it got eaten by piranha fish. It was a thing.
Well, it's just a shame when something that trainable meets an end like that. It's unfortunate is what it is.
Indeed. But hey, at least we got this bastard to harvest for all eternity now.
Right. I suppose.
Never.
Have it suffer every day, regenerating, only to be cut up again.
Never-ending food source.
Of course, you could sell it. It'd be probably worth a pretty penny, I'd imagine. Gosh, I don't think I've even heard a story of something like that coming through.
I just think of an unlimited, nice, supple foggy myth lather, fireproof, lightning-proof, waterproof, all resistant, waterproof though.
So,
You gotta use all the body, as Grandmama would say.
always important. Plenty of good eating in the brain, usually. People like to overlook that area.
I want to keep that part not attached for now, but good point.
So it is, we are fast forwarding a little bit, the 22nd day. It's been a little bit slower going out before, but we are about a day's journey away from the city.
How long would it be for the dragon to fly there? Considering we're moving at a half pace on ground. Dragon can fly 50 feet a second if it's not dashing.
You could probably get there quicker. I mean, certainly.
Can the dragon reliably bring a message?
No, I was thinking have someone write it. It has to be, a day.
I mean, I can fly for an hour.
And you can run fast too. We could have you take
60
guts.
feet.
Keep in
Yeah, I've got
mind that, like, a day's way away is actually not as far as one might think, because we're moving walking at, you know, 1/3 speed right now because of.
I mean, do you have like an actual distance down, like mile wise?
I do.
A day? Okay.
I mean, normally it's about 20 miles a day that you cover, no problem, or something like that. You're doing about 10 or so, so you're actually not like super far away.
How long can you dash before you start to take exhaustion? Or does dash bring exhaustion if you continually dash?
Man, I would say, at least for the point of now, not to set a precedence, that you could probably dash your way there if you would like to.
Yeah, because I can get there at a speed of 100 because difficult terrain does not count for me when I dash.
And the dragon could too. I was saying how much is. So we're like 10 miles out or something, you said? Or are we 20 out?
Yeah, no, you're closer to 10 out.
Okay, so what's 50 feet per 6 seconds?
Don't overthink it, please.
Yeah,
Don't overthink it. Let's just say, why don't I just dash there? Because again, difficult terrain does not hinder me when I dash. That'll be a speed of 100 for me.
Take guts in your bag of holding. we need someone that can talk to people. And that's either me or God.
What do you mean?
Wait,
God damn it, I can talk to people. I'm the nicest kobold you've ever met.
I question that statement sincerely.
To be honest, we kind of need guts as that document.
Guts, you want to go for a ride? You'll have to avoid all the frog meat that's in there in that bag of holding.
Just hop to the bathroom. Grim, do you have to hop to the bathroom?
Refill your coffee? Again?
Yeah, alright, I might as well. It's a good point. I'll be right back.
Yep. I like this comic.
Hmm?
See Discord. Okay, Guts, do you want to take a ride in the bag of holding to go with Tadpole?
Sure.
Okay, I take the note. You gotta find a noble to talk to at the gate to let the frog in, make preparations.
Wait, repeat that? You kind of broke up.
We have to take a note from Corin. You have to find the noble in charge of the gate to help us with preparations and convince them that the frog behemoth is a real danger. We need to, have stuff prepared to bring.
For some reason, they don't believe that I'm capable of this by myself. Can you believe that? I'm the nicest kobold you've ever met.
Yes. Totally. Perfectly good.
I'm glad you agree with me.
Also, see Discord. I posted a comic.
True. Clickety clack, I'm gonna get in the sack. Yeah, sounds good. Sounds good, I can do that.
So part of me, for the sake of comedy, wanted to be like, no, I don't have to go to the bathroom, I'm an adult. And then like 30 seconds later be like, oh, okay, well, I gotta go.
Oh, wait a minute, I gotta pee.
Well, Guts is jumping in the sack with me.
No.
Oh, I mean, in the bag of holding, I meant.
It takes a much different turn.
Clickety clack, get into my sack.
Clickety clack, just get in the sack.
All right. So, Guts, you are in the meat-filled sack, which is
Just
full to
jostling
the brim of froghemoth meat. You have to actually take some out in order for you to fit yourself in there. It's not pleasant.
I can imagine. Ugh.
All that flesh on my bones. Ugh.
Disgusting. And we, or rather Tadpole and Guts.
Well, before we get into visual range of the city, I'm going to stop and pull Guts out. I don't want people seeing me pull her out of a bag of holding.
Of course, I can understand how that might...
Yeah.
You're just the skeleton's transport slave. They'll
How
get
long?
it.
But how long has it been since Guts has actually been covered in meat?
A while.
Let's say an hour.
Neither for enough precipitation. Oh God.
All right, so you are more or less within sight of the city, but it is unlikely, unless they have magical aid, that they can see you.
Yeah, I pull Guts out. And
you have been written a letter of some sort by coin as well.
okay.
We're just sort of hand-waving that one, even though you didn't ask him to. For shame.
I'm sure he said he would earlier.
I think he did too. And it was several days. So when you come up into the city, you're stopped by a guard. It's fairly empty at the gates. There's not a lot of traffic going through at this point in time. There is the occasional cart carrying whatever they've managed to, clear cut from the area forward. But for the most part, other than people bringing stuff in and the occasional empty cart going back out, there's not a ton of activity there. You're approached by a guard who says, all right, come on forward. You live here?
Yes, I'm a slave here.
All right, let's see the mark. He can clearly see the mark on your face.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, come closer. Show me then.
All right. How tall is he?
He's about average, 5'10" or
right.
so.
I will literally climb up his front side and shove my cheek into his face.
What are you doing? Get off me! Right. I can see it. And he sort of just pushes you down. And I imagine you're kind of clinging onto him even still.
Yeah, and picking his pocket in the process.
All right, give me a sleight of hand.
Bastard.
That's a pretty good one.
I've come to realize, what is with you and guards having like battle axes or pole axes or whatever?
They need long reach.
Well, that happens to be my guard.
I just felt like the guards and the skeleton city had those too.
Yeah, well, that's where they came from. Why fix what ain't broken?
Okay.
That's right.
So yeah, you managed to pickpocket him. You're not quite sure what you get because probably now's
That's
not
right.
the best time to pull it out and
You
start
need a
counting.
raise. That's right, yeah. Okay.
All right. What about the other one? You two.
Yeah, what do you have, Guts? We've been through the gate by now, but
Wait, what do you mean, what do I have?
tattoo-wise.
Oh, I don't have one.
Yeah, you've been through the gate before, though, so...
Yeah. Am I supposed to have one?
You are. And so I'd like to think that your workaround is that you're carved in some way, is like a tattoo.
Branded.
You just
Burnt
take your
into
skull
your
off,
skull.
you point inside...
That would make
skull.
sense.
Sort of
Yeah.
scrimshot or
Roman
however.
Yeah. let's say it's on the inside of my wrist.
Okay.
One of those. I'll flip it over.
He,
Here, I got your tattoo right here.
he calls someone else forward. Like, you need to get some more meat on you.
Yeah,
Though,
real funny, huh?
Ironically, he has
Like, I
to
haven't
wipe
heard that
away
before.
like errant chunks of meat.
Thank you.
You seem to be falling apart. All right. Head on in.
It's this terrible disease, very contagious.
Yeah, be
get
careful.
closer
You
and
might
look.
catch it.
You claiming anything today?
Nope.
What?
You claiming anything you
Are
bring?
you claiming anything? You bringing
going to
anything in
customs.
from the outside?
Oh, no.
Information.
Yeah, just info.
All right, we'll have to pat you down.
I want a woman to pat me down.
Huh?
I don't want you getting any cheap thrills.
Well, I'm sure though what you want might be something, but unfortunately, that's not quite the way it works. And so he sort of, pats you down.
Is that the same one that I pickpocketed or a different one?
It would be the same one.
Okay, darn. Okay, that's fine.
But, he doesn't notice anything on you either, for that matter. But here's the honest question. Do you guys actually have anything on you that would be, quote, contraband from the city or whatever? I mean, I know you got a ton of stuff in your sack, but he wouldn't
Define
be necessarily looking at
contraband.
that. Like, something on you personally.
Well, I don't know what's considered contraband.
Like,
I don't
anything
think
from
so.
outside.
I don't think so. Give or take. Nothing under the piles of meat they'd find, probably.
No.
Yeah, I don't
Everything's in
have
the sack.
Okay. And presumably the dagger isn't, but the dagger wouldn't be exactly contraband either.
Okay.
All right, head on through. And you pass through the city.
All right.
You
Every time I see this map, I think it's like some ancient Egyptian hieroglyph of some ancient god.
for a second or so, kind of looks like an eye.
Yeah.
I can see it.
Yeah. All right. It's creepy.
We are here at the city gates. Where are we heading? You were not exactly told who nor where to deliver the note to. It was along the lines of just give it to anyone important.
Well, guess you've been here longer than I have. I'm going to follow your lead.
Okay. I have a question. Did they mean someone important in the rat house, or?
Thank God wise, because that's what we're trying to do.
Yeah, someone more important to the city in a official capacity.
Hey, he's actually
Okay.
the guy for his captain or whatever.
I imagine then, if it's just someone any important, let's head toward. Would we be able to get to the city gardens?
You would be stopped at the city gardens, because one of you is a slave and Guts,
No,
you're
I'm
sort of
putting my hat of disguise, and I'm going without a brand on me.
okay. And Guts, you are not exactly a traditionally trained mage, so I wouldn't think you'd have received your training from the tower. If you have or had some sort of formal training, you can feel free to say you have, but that's more of a background thing.
Yeah. We don't necessarily. Shoot. We don't necessarily need to get to the tower. I know the Senate is there, but maybe if we start making noise to give it to who are the captain of the guard? Should we
Yeah,
just start
go
yelling
up to the gate. Just go up to the
guard?
gate.
Back to the gate?
No, the gate to the city gardens. Go right up there and just try to say, "Hey, we have
Hey, I need to
important."
talk to the guard.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. I'm gonna drag
Direct
I'm gonna drag
approach.
Tadpole with me.
All right, let me get perception checks, please.
All right. We really don't have anything really to hide, other than everything in my bag. But
Guts. You'd certainly notice. Tadpole, you're much less familiar with the city. You've barely spent any time in it, honestly. It's been said before, and it'll probably be said again, but the city's looking to be in sort of a bad shape. Litter everywhere, and this isn't something that's normally common here on the main roads, which is where you are. Normally it's kept very, very clean. Throughout your entire way through, you don't see anyone in the name of guards, like patrolling or anything like that. It looks like there's very little in terms of police presence, quote, police presence, inside the city at all. You see a lot more groups of slaves, presumably, or at least certainly people eyeing you from the shadows. They're not making efforts to come towards you, but they're certainly paying a lot of attention to you. But then again, they're paying a lot of attention to everyone who happens to be going down the streets. You managed to make your way to the gatehouse towards the city gardens right here. And as you get closer, things start to look a bit better. Trash is picked up. There are fewer corpses on the street. Much less in the way of feces, filth, dirt, grime, and all that. And the stares of people watching you from the shadows is dramatically decreased. But you're stopped several dozens of feet away from the gate itself. A guard puts out his hands and goes, "Halt! What is it that you need?"
Yes, just who I needed to see. I need to see the captain of the guard now. It's incredibly important.
He sort of raises an eyebrow. And what is it that's so incredibly important?
We've encountered a threat outside of the city, and wherever this land swamp, this backwoods nowhere is. You wouldn't believe it killed it. There was this village and it stormed right through. Oh my god, you've never seen anything like it.
Give me a deception at advantage, because you're technically telling the truth, but you're
Little
certainly
exaggerated.
putting a spin on it. That's a pretty good one. And I keep closing this sheet as well. Oh, no, I didn't close it. I just didn't see it. But either way, he sort of nods and he turns to someone behind him. And when I say turns, he's keeping an eye on you at all times. So he's half turned his face and he's talking to someone behind him. He goes, "All right, they must have found something. Bring a couple more lads up front here. Once they get here, I'll go have a word." And that sort of happens. A few minutes pass. About 3 or so more guards come up, substantially better equipped than the guards who are currently watching. The guard who is currently watching leaves, and after a little while comes back with someone who is certainly better dressed than anyone else. He is not in any kind of uniform. He looks more like he's in just civilian working around clothes. He's not wearing armor of any sort. He doesn't appear to be armored. Hello. What can I do for you? Something about a threat to the city or something?
Yes, and I'll thrust the note into his hand.
Before you go any further, I want you to know we take things like this very seriously. If you're wasting my time, now's the time to stop doing so.
Right, to time.
No.
Yikes. What do y'all think of this?
Cough, cough. Give them.
Cough, cough, give him the note.
Alright, and I'm gonna thrust the note into his hands.
Like, we're not lying. If it
Yeah,
gets
we're
up,
not-
it's...
They're not lying.
He takes it, he falls back behind the other guards, and he opens it up and he reads it.
And I drop my trash.
All right. He takes a little while. He looks at you. He bends down again and he reads it a second and then a third time. All right. How far are the lot of you out?
About, what, 20 miles?
About
10.
10 miles.
10
A
miles.
little less than a day. They'll probably be here in less than a day.
All right. What gate are you coming to?
The main one, right?
There's our,
Yes, it would have been the main one.
yeah.
The main gate?
All right. Keep doing what you're doing. We'll have someone there to receive our new guest.
Should we discuss compensation now? Before we...
I'm gonna grab Tadpole. I'm gonna salute
What?
him.
Hey,
Just-
hey! That's worth a lot of money.
They're not
Mhm.
taking it. As far as I'm aware.
He sort of rolls his eyes. That's somewhat out of my pay grade, to be perfectly honest with you.
Well, then bring us somebody that can. Jeez, dealing with these.
I imagine
underlings that
someone
talk to
will be with you
bones.
tomorrow. Is there anything else?
No, that'll be it, Sir Poobah.
Yeah, your streets are filthy out there. What a disgusting. What kind
God.
of city are you running out here?
Indeed, the slaves haven't been pulling their weight lately. We'll probably
yeah,
have
that's
to
it.
do something about it soon.
Sure.
There's a rebellion going on in the background we haven't even noticed.
Oh, I know about it.
Sir, not quite that bad. There's like no open rebellion going on.
Like the Union is slow walking.
Right.
The Union slow down.
All right. Again, we'll have adequate forces there at the gate.
Okay.
You're dismissed. Have a good day.
I'll salute him, and then I will turn around and walk away.
He sort of raises his eyebrow and gives you a lazy salute back. And then turns and heads on in. Or back in, rather.
I think that went well.
Yeah, I snort and spit. Yeah, me too. Let's go.
Great. So I guess we'll head out back the main gate.
Mm-hmm.
Picking up garbage as I go.
You're still picking up garbage.
Absolutely.
All right.
Goodness. I wouldn't even want to put my hands on that. You don't know where it's been.
Yeah, but it's dirty. I can't handle it. Just can't handle it.
Leave it alone. You don't have to touch it.
Can't handle it. Can't do it. Can't do it. That's okay.
Make sure you
I have
wash
a-
your hands.
Oh, absolutely. That's fine. I know a guard at the gate that would love to have it in his guardhouse. Okay.
I have to make sure this is the right page before I move everybody to it. Hey, it is.
I have discovered Cool Ranch and Spicy Nacho
Oops,
Skeletons.
that's the wrong one. What?
That last word threw me off.
So that's what the post is titled. I posted the image in Discord.
If you will, Guts and Tadpole, put your tokens on. And funnily
Sure.
enough, give me a perception roll. This is an important one.
Great. Perception?
Yes.
All right.
And you'll be able to see the counterbalancing rolls, but such is life.
Oh.
Okay. So you can see. Hold on.
Guts.
A group of people lurking.
Guts.
Yeah, it's not letting me pull out my token. Give me a sec.
Ooh. That person does not exist for some reason.
You just don't exist anymore.
Give me a right quick second to get a token for this person so they exist.
Do they need to exist though?
They probably do need to exist.
Nah.
Sorry, I'm hurrying up.
Nope. It's okay.
Oh my gosh, I got too many tokens.
That's why you sort your lists, Grim. Come on.
Well, this is in my files, so not the lists.
That's why you sort your
look.
files, Grim.
Well, maybe. Oh my gosh, I don't see him. Look, we'll just grab anybody. It'll be fine. Just fine.
Just fine.
Just fine. It won't be fine. I have to. What is going on? Right. So, you see a bunch of people who happen to be laying in wait for you. It's fairly obvious that they are here laying in wait for you.
Are they slaves? Can we tell? Do we see
They
brands?
certainly look to be slaves. They
Okay,
are
well,
certainly
I'm going to-
branded on the face, anyways.
I'm going to drop my illusion so that my face brand can be seen.
Okay.
And I make sure I whisper to Guts what the situation is.
Yes, Guts did not notice. Well, Guts noticed what looks like the two casters, but she missed the others. So you are aware they are there. They are aware you are here. At the moment, they probably don't realize that they are not hidden as well as they are. So they are just sort of watching you.
Okay. What type of cover is there? Are these things just decorative? Are they pillars? What?
Those are decorative. That's the flooring.
Okay, so this is about the only cover.
Mhm.
These piles of trash.
Yes. And it is not much in terms of cover either.
Okay. And no buildings close by. Well, I guess the ones up here.
Yes. You're actually surrounded by buildings, both to the north and to the south. You should be able to see, but...
Yeah, I can see them.
Okay.
There's a door here, and okay.
Yes.
All right. Can I insight and determine if it looks like this is actually an ambush? Do they have ill intent? I assuming so, but I figure play it right.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm going to insight.
They are certainly looking towards having ill intent. They are
Okay.
hesitating some once they've seen that you're a slave. Some, but not all the ways. They're
Okay.
seemingly dismissing you, and now are taking a great interest in Guts.
Okay. I whisper to Guts, let's run to the door behind us, to the left.
Gosh, again the sack.
I don't want them to see the sack. I don't want them to realize we have something to that.
Okay.
So, on
Alright.
3. 1, 2, 3. Run!
And they're gonna sprint.
And I'm going to go slower, so I am behind Guts.
Okay. Are you guys going sort of flat out towards the door?
Yeah, dashing, I assume.
Yes.
Well, her dash. I'm slowpoke.
Like, you guys are definitely acting first, to be clear. You know, this is like your free surprise round type dealio.
Yeah. Assuming you're wanting.
Not quite yet.
Okay.
So it is 40 feet to the door from where you are, Guts. You cannot quite make it to the door and try to get through the door on the same turn.
Can I get there and open the door because I've got a much faster speed?
Yes.
Okay, then that's what I will do.
All right, you make it to the door. Guts, what are you doing before we get to the next part of Tadpole's action?
Shit.
No, don't do that right now. Take a bio break first,
It's a
okay?
bad time.
Bad plan.
How far can I get to the door? Because I know I can't quite get there.
30.
You should
Or
be
at
able
least
to, if you
continue.
dash, you'll be able to get inside. Because you've got a land speed of 30, right? So when you
Yeah.
get 60 if you dash.
Okay. Well, I'll dash to the door then.
Tadpole,
Yeah.
the door is locked.
Well, I'm going to try to bash it down. So I'll take an attack round, I guess.
Okay.
So I got 50, so I should be able to, at normal speed, get to the door and then do an attack against the door.
I believe you can do your bonuses, but you're using the action to dash, right?
Actually, if it's only 40 feet to the where we were, I can get there.
That's your speed. You're right.
50 is my speed, actually.
Did you just get faster?
No, because of the mobile feet.
Right.
The mobile
right.
feet and monk.
Okay,
I'm
so
the one
yes,
that goes 40.
you can hit at the door. Door's AC is 15. So
All
please attack away.
Attack away. Booyah.
Well, that certainly hits it, and it does a good chunk of damage to it, but it has not broken it in just yet.
Okay, well, I get more than one attack, so boom. And then I'll even give it a kick.
It is barely hanging on.
Then
but
I
it
will
is still...
spend a key point and do Fury of Blows.
That is enough to burst down the door.
Okay. What kind of a room is it?
The room, which ironically is something that I had not particularly planned out, as you can tell by the size of the map.
Now, did I knock it off its hinges or just break the lock?
No, you sort of broke it down. Like, it's off its hinges.
Okay, darn. All right.
It's there. It's more or less on the smaller side of things.
Okay.
Pretty typical sort of mid-level resident for someone. It doesn't appear that it's in use. However, as in, there's nobody inside there cowering as this kobold breaks open the door or anything of that nature. But it also does not appear as if there is another exit in the door.
Okay.
And at this point, please select your tokens and roll initiative.
Okay. Where did my little...
And you may or may not like these folks' names. I guess it depends on if you have a sense of humor.
What are their names?
Banditos! And Bandito Casters!
Oh my god.
Well, we
That's
should
a lot.
be able to be,
Oh my god.
we should be able to be inside and get out of line of sight at least.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least take mostly, not quite full cover.
So, yes, Guts, you can still move inside the door. That action was sort of broken up, but what it consists of was Tadpole running to the door, breaking it down, and then popping on in, so you can come in and get behind cover should you wish with the rest of your movement.
Yeah, that should be good. That'll be fine.
All right, so obviously the Banditos is sort of caught unawares and by surprise, but at the same time not willing to let their selected prey get away, move. They can see you, Tadpole, and they make an attack against you at disadvantage, or at least the first one.
Is this a physical attack or a spell attack?
This was a crossbow, light crossbow.
Okay,
so
well, I've got my Cloak of Displacement, so it's a disadvantage regardless.
yeah. Same for this one, and it will shoot its crossbow at you. Miss, and it is over to Guts' turn.
All right. And the closest one is this guy, right?
I did not see a ping. These guys are probably closer, but you would have to pop out to really see them.
Yeah. Let me, maybe the Pipes of Haunting would work for this.
They are not wearing armor at all, any of them, and their weapons look sort of on the crude side. Whatever they can get their hands on by the look of it.
Alright. I would like to play my Pipes of Haunting.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait, fuck. How far are they?
They start at about 55, and they go through about 75 or 80 from where you
Yeah,
are
I'd
right
have
there.
to pop out. Shit. Can I hold my action? Because they're a little far. If they come closer, I'll
Mm-hmm.
They come within 30 feet. I'll play my Pipes of Haunting.
Okay. Tadpole, it is your turn.
Okay. While I'm doing my action, I'm going to be yelling, "Why are you attacking a fellow slave, you damn fools? I'll kill you if you come any closer." And I'm going to shoot 2 shots with my short bow at, I guess this one's probably...
It's about
So,
75
short
feet.
bow, boom. Yeah. 80 feet
That's
is
certainly enough to hit it. And not only that, it's enough to kill it.
Okay.
And you get something along the lines of, "You bastards," saying, "Don't kill us as you kill one of us."
You shot first, idiot. You idiot.
And it is the caster's turn. And the caster will, let's see if I set this up correctly, both be casting Magic Missile at you. And again, I'm not entirely sure. This should be 3D. Yes. So, Tadpole, you have been hit for 23.
3d4 plus 1 plus 3. The first one should be 9. The second one should be...
Yeah, I'm not sure where that extra one is from. So
12.
you take 2 less damage than what we said.
So 21.
Yes.
Okay.
Let me... Oh, I see. Yeah. Alright, now it's fixed. It is the Bandito's turn.
Banditos.
It will come a bit closer, just to the other side of its cover. And
Now,
will...
do they have to, just out of curiosity, with a magic missile, do they have to be able to see you?
Yes.
Okay.
It will take a shot at Tadpole as well. Again, with disadvantage, or super disadvantage. This
They
one
suck.
is dead. It is the top of the turn. It will shoot at you again.
Wow.
And will shoot at you again. Guts, at this time your Pipes of Haunting goes off as well.
Nice.
So go ahead and post
Let me
it,
put it in the chat.
'cause I never remember.
DC 15 save. Wisdom.
Become frightened. He is frightened.
Good.
So that last attack never actually happened because he was too frightened, I believe.
Frightened means they get disadvantaged.
No, it's just a disadvantage one.
And they can't move closer. Yep. And ability checks too while they're within line of sight.
Gotcha. But it is also right around to your turn again.
Now they have super, super duper disadvantage.
Who? When you say it's Guts' turn, right? Yeah.
Yes. Sorry.
Underwave them.
It's all good. I'll move a little bit closer. Let me check. Let me check how far they.
They are 30 feet.
Wonderful. That's absolutely amazing. And And you said they're not wearing any armor, right?
They are not. No armor whatsoever.
Alright, well, I am going to once again put my hands up to my mouth and cast Dissonant Whispers. And I would like it to sound kind of like. Have you ever heard a violin or a fiddle make that really screeching sound when someone
Yes.
doesn't play the Yeah. I want it to sound like that.
Against which one? Top or
I don't know
bottom?
what just happened, but I got put into airplane mode randomly.
Hmm.
And it's gonna be a. Oh shit. That boy.
The top one?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so 13, I doubt does it.
It does not.
So a 3d6 damage. And that is enough to kill it.
Woohoo!
Tadpole, it is your turn.
Okay, well, with my fancy schmancy slippers of spider climbing, I'm going to go walk up and go on the ceiling above the door. I imagine the door doesn't go to the ceiling, so I should be able to be completely out of visual range of the spellcasters, right?
Okay, I like it.
Does it make sense?
Yeah.
And then I'm going to hold my action until the first person I see come through that door that's not Guts, obviously.
Sure.
And then I will wail on them.
Okay. The two casters will
So I'm going to...
magic missile you, Guts. Oop, that's the wrong sheet. Or will they? Yes. For 21 damage.
Oof.
Unless you got shielded by chance, then cast that shit. Woo.
Die, you bastard! We won't be slaves anymore!
Okay.
Sounds
It's
convincing.
like, okay.
This one will move closer and take a shot off at you, Guts.
Yeah, that'll hit.
And hit. For 9.
Wonderful.
Guts, how much health do you have?
Right now I have 35.
This one will drop its crossbow, pull out a scimitar, and come towards you. But it does not get to attack. It is your turn, Guts.
Alright. I'm going to hit the one right in front of me. I'm going to go in with my spider fang.
Mm-hmm.
What's the... how would I work for the poison on this?
I believe it's on the loot sheet.
It's only
Well, it's actually... I won't worry about it right now. I believe that's a hit, right?
That's a hit.
Are you sure?
Yeah, let's go ahead.
Actually,
and
yeah, let me-
damage. It's DC 8 con for 1d6 damage. Which it does make, so roll me a 1d6 and it takes half damage from it. Okay. It is barely hanging on. 1 hit point left. Tadpole, it's your turn.
Okay. I'm going to drop down. I don't want them to see me drop down, so I'm just move like 5 feet to the side. Drop down. Run out. Attack this guy with advantage
Mm-hmm.
with my broom. knock his
that's
head
that's
off.
enough.
And then I'm going to run back inside and take my original position on the ceiling.
All right, so the first caster is going to cast Grease, centered on Guts.
Grease. Ew.
Grease. No, that's not quite what I wanted.
So they
I'll
have
just
3
post it.
first level spell slots, by the way. At least all the 2 mages. Look at that shit.
Should I make a deck saving throw?
Yes. You make it.
Nice try.
And the second one. Oh, man, I keep on bringing up Bandito instead of Bandito Caster. Will Acid Splash you.
They're not in range.
Oh, aren't they? It's 60 foot, aren't they? Oh,
65. Yeah, it's usually a bonus.
You will
Okay, I'll do that on my next turn.
move one forward then. So a DC 12 reflex.
Still 65. There you go. Also, that's dex, not reflex.
Same thing.
Same thing.
Wrong edition, old man.
All right.
Or technically, is that Pathfinder 2 reflex? I don't remember.
I
yes,
think?
it is.
Okay.
Bandito on the bottom will take another attack at you with its crossbow. Guts.
That's a miss.
That Bandito is dead, and it is your turn.
Alright, I'm going to... Well, for my bonus action, I'm going to consume a potion of...
Okay.
It's going to be 2d4, I think, plus 2?
I believe so.
That sucked. Still better than... And if this guy is in range, which I believe he is, I will once again cast Dissonant Whispers.
$14.
He does not make it.
Okay. 3d6. Nine. He is still upright, however. But again, very barely.
He has to run away like a bitch, though.
Tadpole, it's your turn.
Okay, I'm going to drop down and spend a key point doing Step of the Wind, which means I can dash as a bonus action.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to go right there. I think I need to make one dexterity save, right?
Yes.
Going through the grease.
Mm-hmm. You are not slowed down by the difficult, but
Nope.
you still
But I do
gotta
need to
roll
make
for
a dex
the...
save.
Whoa.
Okay. Is it acrobatics or dex save?
Dexterity.
Okay.
Against a 12 as well. Which
Did
you
they make it?
easily.
Okay. And then I'm going to do a broom attack against each of the mages.
Okay. Well, that hits both, and that is enough to kill both.
Well,
The last remaining guard sees this, he throws down his weapon and turns tail and runs.
Well, let's see if he can outrun a longbow or a bow. Let's see if he can outrun a monk with a 50 speed.
Right?
I'm betting no. Guts, it's actually your turn first.
all right. I would like to. I'm gonna do Phantasmal Force, and I would like it to take the image of a cyclone
Okay.
that's like I don't know, with like chunks of debris, I guess, floating around in it. I don't know, something that looks really ominous.
Intelligence. Nope, he's not smart.
He is not.
And then it's 1d6, I believe.
Assumingly dead anyways.
1d6 could actually fail to kill him.
Does a 6 kill him?
Oh, yes.
Good.
He had 2 HP left.
That HP, man.
Feels good, man.
So you have survived the ambush against you. It should be noted that this was brazen. Here you are on the main roads, in broad daylight, and you two were attacked. That's unheard of even for the city, which, you know, there's a lot of violence in the city.
I thought you said the city was safe. I'm disliking the city more and more.
I'm terribly sorry, but I have to use the restroom right quick. 15 seconds.
Pee faster. Those magic missiles hurt.
Right?
Ow.
You should have pickpocketed the ring of shielding, man.
All right. Whoops, wrong map. For point of clarity, you guys were about here when you were attacked. I probably should have used a different color because that's already a color I've used.
I assume there's nothing of value on these bodies.
There's some light crossbows, but that's about it.
Okay.
The 4 had scimitars, so maybe you could get a buck or two for them, but they're nothing impressive, you know.
Okay.
Notably, they did not have any cash on them either.
Okay, well, I'm going to cut off their heads and carry them around by their hair to the front gate.
Okay. Bold. So you make it back to the front gate. The same people that you saw before are the ones that you see now. And again,
I throw the heads at their feet. Do your damn job. The streets are not safe.
who are you?
What do you mean, who am I? I just came in through the gate not too long ago, remember?
What? Come here.
Okay, I climb up his front again. Shove my cheek into his face. Now you remember me?
Tadpole, you are disguised.
No, I told you I dropped my disguise. Oh, that's right, I
Yeah.
was disguised. No, I dropped my disguise.
Yeah, well,
remember,
to fight
when I
the-
went into the gate, I dropped my disguise to show the brand.
Yeah, and then
I
when
thought
they
you put the disguise on after you were in.
Yes, and then when the
the
bandits came,
slaves.
I dropped it again to show them that I was a.
Remember, they were hesitant for a
You're
second.
Slave.
absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
And the disguise is nothing more than covering up. I'm disguising myself as me without the brand when I do go in disguise, unless I tell you otherwise.
Okay, see, I thought it was a bit more.
No. I literally am exactly me, but
Gotcha.
just without the brand.
All right, I remember you. What are you on about?
Why don't you do your damn job and keep the streets safe? We were attacked and ambushed by these slime.
Well, we want you to do your damn job and keep the streets clean.
I don't know how to argue that point.
Like, okay, yeah, point taken.
Okay. I start cleaning up the street. I can do that. I'm very good at that. And then I go dump the trash in his guard's house.
They don't exactly have a guardhouse set up.
Oh, okay.
But point taken, you could dump it at his feet, I suppose.
There you go. There you go.
He sort of points at you, Guts. You need to learn how to keep your slaves on a tighter leash. I'm gonna remember this.
Okay.
Nothing to say for yourself?
Guts, you're muted.
I'm sorry, that last part broke up. What?
He looks at you angrily and says, you need to learn to keep your slaves on a tighter leash. I'm gonna remember this.
Sure thing. Okay. I'm gonna grab Tadpole's arm and I'm gonna grab him and we're gonna roll out.
Hey, I'm not done talking to him. Hey, wait, hey,
We are now. Come on. But it's best if they don't remember us.
That's true. After I did pick his pocket. Look at it. I pulled up his pocket.
Oh my god, no. Put that away.
But presumably you do allow yourself to be pulled. Okay.
Yeah. I'm making a show. It's like two guys pretending,
Right.
hold me back. Hold me back.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, you managed to meet up with the rest of the group without any incident.
Hey, Grim, since we're traveling like a week, one of those days I'm not messaging Troll. Can I ask Scab if she would trade a undead young black dragon to cast Regenerate? Just wondering.
I mean, you get a yes. When can you meet me?
Can you come to the gate, or...
I'd rather not be present at the gate.
Okay. At one point, the next day after that, in a few days, where are you at?
I'm around. You could probably find me without too much trouble right around Orbot sometime. That's normally where I am.
Okie dokie, Otishoki. I tell Coin I got someone to fix his legs.
What was in the guard's purse? 30 gold.
30
Gold.
Okay, thanks.
They need a raise.
30 gold's a lot of money.
Yeah, I'm not going to complain.
Not for us.
Not for you,
No, I'm not
of
complaining.
course.
But yeah, we get back to the gate, I assume?
Yes. Are you taking any sort of precautions or anything else past that to bring in said monstrosity into the city?
I mean, presumably we keep all the undead around it, and probably have Rick watch it, because he has a big axe of death, right?
Yeah.
I presume continuously this entire time Jennings just harvesting as much meat as he can off of it. Safe to assume?
I can presume that.
At least those two will be directly with it.
You can all pull your tokens. I know I just deleted 2 of your tokens. I don't know what I was thinking.
Yeah. So all the fucking zombies on, god damn. I wonder who would buy a zombie roulette. I'm sure someone would buy them. Some weirdo. Oh, I don't want them. I miss my Kruthic already. He could dig tunnels for me.
So as you approach the gates,
Stromboli!
there's a dwarf there that you all recognize.
The new token, I think, too.
With the new token. Because I don't remember what the old token I used for, because I did not name it. But that is not a mistake I will make again. And you noticed a ton of guards. And he meets you well outside of the city. Not well outside, but a bit outside. Well.
Strondoli.
It's a pleasure to meet you all. How have you been doing?
A bit better off than last time we met.
Really? I'm glad to hear that. I hear you've had quite the adventure, as it were, I suppose you'd say. Bringing something rather entertaining.
I hope you like unlimited frog.
Don't worry. This one came from our plot this time.
Well, you're lucky. Just lucky. So, what are you claiming today?
Well, we kind of have a giant frog beast that it can't die.
Yeah, sort of underselling the point a little bit almost, aren't you?
You hear me just shout unlimited frog meat from some
Yeah,
corner.
it does. It is basically unlimited frog meat.
Yes, I gather, and there was some talk of some divinity associated with it.
You know how bullywugs are, they worship the biggest frog they see. Though to be fair, we have been killing it for like a week straight now.
So there is some
There
substantially. Go ahead.
is a tribe of sentient beings that do worship as a god, yes, that you could call some divinity attached to it.
Yes. Are you thinking straight?
Always.
Good.
Hey.
This is something you're just bringing to the city? Now, don't get me wrong. While I appreciate you are going through the proper channels, and you are at least notifying ahead of time. This is just something that you're going to bring into the city?
I mean, as long as you keep it.
You don't remember the
believe-
last time you brought something with a spark of divinity into the city, do you?
Nope.
I mean, immortality, actual divinity, it's kind of a wide margin, you know?
Is that something you'd risk the safety of the city on?
We have something.
We have methods of making sure it doesn't.
Yeah, just keep cutting it up.
We have some undead machinery that will keep it contained.
And once it realizes what it's doing... all right, look. I'm not exactly here to just debate you. You have taken the right steps, though. At least you didn't just bring it into the city. Oh, goodness. Can you imagine? Twice? But yes, we'll be taking it now. So I do suppose that sort of leaves the question open about fair and reasonable compensation for it.
How much do you put on a price for unlimited frog meat?
Well, how much do you put on the price for the safety of the city?
Not nearly as much as unlimited frog meat.
I can imagine
No.
that you might.
I mean, as long as you keep hurting it, the city is safe, and there will be no food problems.
In my experience, things
think about it.
rarely
We
work
need
out
to-
as simply as that. But
Well,
look,
the
like I
gist of
said,
it is you just have to keep butchering it. If it gets an hour to regenerate, it'll probably get back up if you invest in a weakened state. Assuming it doesn't drop dead, we've been killing it for a week. You'd think it'd stop at some point.
right. But like I said again, I'm not exactly here just to yell at you for it. But to make things clear, I will be taking it from you.
Oh yeah, no. Feel free to consult us if you need help containing it with some undead or something of the like.
That shouldn't be necessary. You've seen what happens to the so-called lesser gods when they step foot into the city.
Quite.
But again, let us talk about some sort of compensation. This is something quite impressive you've managed to done. And I want you to know, I certainly applaud you for doing so. It's not often that something like this happens.
I like to think that not only the meat, of course, but the the reagents, the ingredients, the rare stuff from this abomination will be useful towards this. And after all, you just have to wait for it to grow back, and you got some more froghemoth parts. You know what I mean?
Yes. Look,
Yeah, price.
you're not trying to sell it to me
Yeah,
right
I
now. I'm taking it.
Yeah,
But
no, I'm
what
just
do
saying.
you want in return?
Okay, group auto. Should we just get the plot and stuff covered? Is that just break
Do what?
even?
I'm gonna get a
Yeah,
little bit
hell
more
no.
coffee while you guys are talking.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Let's...
Let's be humble, not piss off the guy that can put us in jail when no one ever will see us again. You don't know this tadpole, but this guy,
We,
the first time we met him,
it's
this guy's like
Yeah.
a big honcho. He can make us disappear forever. The first time we went out, we brought back a living crystal and kind of knocked us out when we got to the city because how the city deals with divinity. There's going to be a huge explosion in 1 second to nullify it. And they'll be taking it away. This guy, because we were accused of, we fought a tribe of ogres. They tried to pin their murder on us, kind of thing. He's like, I don't say investigator, but he's pretty high up in the food chain. If we piss him off, we'll just be in, probably not even rotting in jail. They'll probably put us through a giant head-shaped meat grinder to turn our souls into living crystal.
So I say we ask for 50,000 gold and come down from there.
No. You gotta buy the right. You gotta highball them. How much did our plot cost? 20? We need to ask
20.
for 70.
So, okay,
Oh, dear
75.
God. Let's go with
How about an even 100,000 gold? And, you know,
Oh,
Let's
let 'em
not
order
push
stuff.
it. We'll ask for 75 and then we'll work for that.
no, let's just go for 50. Guts, are you here? Guts. you're
Guts.
muted.
Sorry, I was muted.
Let's be humble. Let's get the plot covered. Make some profit. Cover maybe 70. Milk way to 60, maybe. You know,
Let-
cover the expense.
Ask for 80, accept 60.
Would
You want
you
me to ask-
would you like to have some time maybe and think it over? I suppose we don't have to come to an agreement right now.
No, we're just trying to. Of course, you understand. Encountering this thing costs damages, and we're just trying to calculate the insurance cost.
Yeah, well, here's an idea. Why don't they cover 100% of what we owe the rat people, including the insurances we have to pay, and an extra 30,000 on top of that?
Just so they can profit, because partnerships, that kind of stuff. What do you say about? I'm not spitballing you because it seems buying land is expensive itself. 70,000.
Done.
Damn.
Wait a minute.
I'm so
No.
glad we came to this agreement.
Wait a minute. Wait.
200,000.
No,
Is he covering our costs as well?
It's part of that, I think.
Well,
Just like that?
Yes. Again, you sort of know what to expect when we bring it across the
Yeah.
threshold. Good luck.
I'm gonna stay back so the undead don't go rampant. You guys have fun.
Wait, what happened here? What just happened?
Is Stromtoli going forward, or
This is why you
would
should
I
be
also
scared
talk
of
to
him,
him
Dad.
about
Yes,
the
like
the
he
other things?
at this point he's getting some guards from inside to come out to take over your cart. It says, "We'll compensate you a bit for the cart as well. It will be in some time. Of course, I don't just have that money on me."
Feel free to keep the cart though.
What are you talking
I
about?
just
When are we gonna need a giant broken cart for Ted?
No, but let him pay us. We'll use the gold that he pays us for it.
He has to go to
he's
the
gonna
proper channel.
compensate us.
He's an official of the city. He's good for it.
Okay, so is he covering their costs of what we owe the rat people and 70? Is that what we came up with?
I think we just asked for
You
70
just
cents,
asked for
which would
70.
cover the cost. That would cover
We did
everything.
just
We
ask.
still profit, and that's not accounting all the magic shit we got either, and the 20k we have in the bag of holding.
Okay.
I'm kind of surprised he agreed with it. He scares me so much more now.
I wonder how much we could have actually got for that thing. if
So
it
when you
went
cross the
so fast.
threshold, not you,
Dang, that's
excuse
on
me,
the
when
threshold.
the
Yeah.
behemoth
Okay.
crosses the threshold, I need a wisdom check from everyone. DC 20.
Does that include me who moved the fuck away?
Yes.
God damn. Does that include the undead?
Check or save?
Save, excuse me.
Man, proficient. I failed miserably. I'm using my fucking inspiration on that. I'm using that. I'm taking the 20.
So
I'm
close.
actually. Wait, is it in the saving throw? Yes. I'm gonna spend a luck point and try and
Oh,
get a 20.
damn. I didn't know you had that.
And one
Do it
from you
again.
guts as well. Wisdom saving throw. got...
Barely. Not even.
Did you roll? Did I miss?
Yeah, what's
I
my
don't
saving
know.
throw?
I don't
9.
see it.
Okay, it was just lagging, I
Oh.
guess.
I took
So
20 with inspiration.
you took 20 with inspiration?
Yeah.
Okay. So there's a flash of light, and everyone other than Adrian, man, I couldn't think of your name right there. Itoli and a few of the guard members just fall unconscious. He sort of, or Stromtoli sort of goes through and does something with a couple of the guard members who were attempting to pull the cart and were working on sort of keeping the thing down, and wakes them up in some fashion. After they do, they just go on their merry way, as it were.
Before he leaves, I tell him, you know, I am a necromancer, man. You scare me.
I don't know what you're talking about. It's just, it's nothing really. We just have to have the best interests of the city at heart.
Oh, I appreciate that.
I still want to pick his pocket.
You've been
Oh.
might be surprised, but this is something that, of course, has happened before. The city is very old.
Oh, of course.
But have a nice day, I suppose.
You too. Enjoy the paperwork.
I'll be following your careers with a lot of interest. A lot of interest.
Oh, by the way, before you leave, just a quick word. When we went to take the note in, I guess 2 of our compatriots got jumped by some, rabble slaves that stole some broke-ass crossbows. Would you mind if we, weeded them out a little bit? Doing some civil service?
That's somewhat out of my jurisdiction, but I can recommend you to a friend of mine. He should be able to help you out fairly well. He's a bit unusual, as frankly many citizens of the city are, but he should be able to help you out.
Thank you.
Ask
Go ahead.
around at the Senate for Thorgrim the Magnificent.
Oh, God. Thorgrim as in Thorgum, you know?
Huh?
Thor plus G-U-M.
Grom, Grom.
Thorgrim. So it's Thor, then it's Gro, then it's M.
You're
Like,
killing me.
sound-wise. Okay, that's what I got.
Okay. Oh, excuse me. I suppose I should add.
Is coin up? Yeah, I got the magnificent part. You're good.
All right. Well, have a good day if there's nothing else.
I go wake everyone up. I wake gently, Moss and Coin, the hags up.
Mm-hmm.
I tell Coin and Moss, we have to go to, where did Scav said she lived?
Arbot? Excuse me.
Orbot? I'm not familiar with the place, but I have someone there who will take one of the dragons and will give you your legs back.
And whenever I said it, even when I was writing it down, I'm just reminded of the scene from Robin Hood Men in Tights. And he's like, hey, Arbot! Sorry.
We need more things like
I
that.
hate that guy.
We need Monty Python. We need to do Monty Python stuff too.
So yes, you wake everyone up without much difficulties. People are sort of blah. At this point, it should be noted that Kive's Kif are more or less out of their funk and are nervous, as it were.
I know. We should have asked for more money. That was really too. He answered that too quickly. That was my bad.
They sort of shrug. It's not something we've ever done before, honestly.
Oh, you haven't had that happen? That's the second time it's happened to us.
The second time.
Yeah, Scott. Oh, too soon. Vex was there, I think, the first time.
Yeah.
Next time we need to have Guts do the negotiation. I think that would be a wiser move.
We will buy an entire sack of frog legs.
Leave it to the women folk. We got this.
We
Absolutely.
I'm
We
gonna
should
alter
head
self just to
inside.
spite you now.
Can I ask the rat folk why they were?
Why what?
They looked worried.
Vex and Skarg were close. Very close. She's not going to take this well
Only if he's still dead when she gets back.
at all.
Circle of life and all that damn stuff.
Again, only if he's still dead.
Right.
But we should go see the. We should process ourselves, and we need to go see Scav right away. Hey, question: do you guys regenerate limbs, or should I just pay for more money?
You're asking the rat folk? Like, we can with time and a bit of aid, but it's not something that happens naturally.
Right. Off to see the what is Scav? Witch priestess?
So
Other?
how do we collect our 70,000?
They'll send it. They'll send someone out in a few days. Probably before Troll gets back, I imagine.
So, are we all wanting to go as a group to go see Scav, or?
Probably a good idea.
Okay.
And if I get jumped,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
it does
have fun
seem
with
like
the
a good idea.
slaves. Fun.
Alright, so I don't really happen to have a place for.
Where is this place, anyways? Which district is it? Oh, is it this one? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What is the first district compared to the other districts? So we live in Old Fellas. I think Helmheim or Copenhagen is where Hambone lives.
Mm-hmm.
So what's Arbot?
Arbot is, again, one of the more, frankly, trashier places. It tends to be where a lot of the more goblinoid and more alien members of the citizenry come to. It's one of the less officially protected things. Again, it was, obviously sort of set up first. Most people lived there at the time, so think Goblin Warrens Plus, and you don't have a terrible idea of what it is. I mean, it's not quite like that, but you're not too far off.
We're going to be attacked by nobles from the Goblin Liberation Fund again. Free us! You're nobles! You're already free, you pieces of shit!
Well, as you make it to Arbot, while there is a lot of trash and debris and whatnot that we've seen pretty much everywhere as we're making our way through the city, you're not getting sort of the stares, the shadows in the dark or anything like that. You are seeing groups of goblins and kobolds and more of the quicker breeding races that are traditionally evil, orcs, things of that nature, wandering around the city in groups, fairly well-armed groups. but they are not looking for trouble, as it were. It looks more or less like they are policing their own area.
Good for them.
They're paying attention to you, but as long as you do not seem to have any ulterior motives, they are not harassing you.
Okay.
Presumably, unless, I don't know, you're going to kill Scav, you don't really have ulterior
Can we
motives.
kill Scav? Let's be honest.
You
Could
can
we?
try.
Yeah.
So you meet...
Can I just look like I have ulterior motive?
Rick looks around shiftily at all the goblins. Raises
You
his eyebrows.
could, if you really wish to.
There's no actual point to if I don't actually have an ulterior motive. Unless the ulterior motive was to just start a fight, then I could do that.
Let's not get shanked in the goblin ones.
Yeah. Nah, I wouldn't.
But you meet Scav at the Shifting Sanctuary. It's set up to be a market, as it is in most times, frankly. It tends to be the place where people go to gather when they don't have anywhere else to gather. While you're actually looking for her, she finds you. And she, frankly, doesn't look anything like you remember her looking before. It's only because she comes up to you with sort of a smile on her face. Hello. So, you've got something for me.
Yeah, we are hoping. I kind of want to add on. Would you take any of these other undead? And if I got the materials required, could you fix somebody else too? Might need to wait a day, but
Possibly.
well, first up here is Coin. You remember him, I'm sure.
Oh, yes, the little bug person. Little bug person? Ugh, the nerve. Some humans.
It's not a human, friend. Here I have the big skeleton right here. He likes long walks at night, and he likes to scratch his claws on stone.
Oh, so he's sentient, is he?
No, I just make him do that to make him feel more comfortable.
Right. Right. Very well. You want him with his legs back, I presume.
Quite.
Indeed. But first we should probably go somewhere outside of prying eyes.
Indeed.
But she does not lead you very far. Into basically sort of a random building. Right, it'll just be a few moments. I need to prepare just a tiny little bit. Without much ado and a little bit of preparing, she casts a spell and Coin's legs regenerate, sort of slowly. I'd like to think...
baby legs.
Sort of like Deadpool, yeah, from the movie, where they're just little teeny tiny things at first, and then they come forward.
Indeed.
Right, and for your dragon, I'll just place him somewhere a bit more useful. And she comes up to the dragon and casts an invisibility spell on it. So, it was good doing business with you. How have you been?
Well, you know, giant fur god killed a lot of people. That's the second thing I wanted to ask you, by the way. If I go grab the more expensive material component, I have someone else that you might be. I open my bag and I take out the little cloth I wrapped up Scarg in.
This isn't something I can do easily around here.
Oh, you need materials for it, and we can probably go grab it.
I would need materials, and I'd also need some sort of distraction as well.
Define
How
distraction.
big of a distraction?
Well, sort of a specific distraction as well. Spells of this nature are not easy to cast near the city, as you may or may not know. My magic comes from a different source than the city, and it conflicts with it sometimes. You would have to cast a suitably strong, similarly strong spell in order to attract the attention of the city somewhere else, where I could hopefully cast this magic.
I don't know if anyone else can do that realistically. Could we ward the place up? I'm sure the city gets through anything small, but that's all I got. It's a bit beyond us at the moment, I think.
What if we got like a lot of mages to cast smaller spells? Would that work at all?
There's a chance that it might work. To be frank, it's not something I would risk.
I wonder how much the city clerics would charge. Probably an exorbitant amount we can't afford.
Likely, but it's certainly worth a shot, I suppose.
Indeed.
What sort of spell would
But
we
either
need?
way, this is something you would need to figure out quickly. In my studies, I've found that his soul, should we shift, will not come with us. It will be bound to this plane.
Any ideas? Oh, hey, I look to the hags. Do you two have any ideas?
For bringing it back to life?
That, or the soul getting in the container, or, you know, high-level magic to distract a god. You know, any idea?
Yes, we could trap the soul.
And not eat it?
We
Don't let
would
them trap us. Just
need
don't
some
let them trap
time. And we'd need our sister to help us.
I don't suppose you could help Guts hag it up by chance, Scav.
What would you wish for me to do?
I don't know how this stuff works personally.
It's somewhat out of my purview as well.
What do you two need?
Well, we would need our soon-to-be sister to do some work with us. We would have to go out, find a soul, a person occupying the soul, obviously, murder them. Then we would need some time and some supplies to craft her soul bag.
And you're not using the soul of a dear departed for any ulterior motives?
What do you mean ulterior motives? Well, of course we wish to use it for our gain.
17? I'm saying we're trying to save the soul, not expend or use it until later, a time where we can put it back.
I mean, they could probably do that. They'd certainly want to use it for their own purposes. I mean, one soul is going to be lost regardless, like, in order to construct the bag and all that. But then they could probably put it in Guts. They wouldn't exactly know what would happen with it because, you know, Guts isn't a traditional hag. There is an element of danger that comes with us. But they're not intentionally going to, you know, F you over and eat its soul with maniacal laughter or anything.
Hey, I don't suppose we could just, you know, raise him, and then just, you know, regenerate him later. We got the head and torso. Might be a bit shorter. They do regenerate slowly, so it might not be that upsetting.
You're losing me as the DM. You want to raise him as, like, what, a zombie or something? Or
No, instead of resurrection, just raise dead. I was hinting at resurrection before because he lost his limbs. 5th as opposed to the 7th. Unless you presumed it was the 5th, I don't know. I'd rather have a nugget scarg than no scarg, but hey.
If you want to do that, you got to decide now, because this is the 10th day.
Okay, we can, if he can survive it, we can keep him alive and regrow him later. More pain is better than losing him forever.
I gotta read it too. Let me just...
Raise or resurrection?
I was looking at raise.
She just cast a 7th level spell, but resurrection is, I guess, technically more poignant. Basically, we have his torso in his head, we put those together, it won't restore, it will fix any mortal wounds, but he won't have his limbs until we fix those.
Yeah. So you all need to decide if that's what you want to do. She could, in fact, do that.
But if he would, in this case, we have enough pieces of him for him to not drop
He would
dead
be a head and he would be a torso.
But he'd be alive and we just need to help him. They said they could regenerate limbs with great care. And we can always buy Scav off, presumably at some later point. What do you guys think? Should we save him rather than lose him forever?
Doesn't matter to me one way or another. I don't care about the guy.
Rick? Guts?
It doesn't matter to me.
I don't know, like, maybe.
I will vote to save him rather than lose him forever then.
Is it going to cost us anything?
I'm giving up my creepy undead at this point.
Let me just clarify what I was gonna, what I'm meaning here. You know, Raise Dead has a 10-day time limit on it. This is the 10th day.
Oh, I've been preserving him this entire time. He's as fresh as an hour or two old, maybe.
I mean, the body's fresh and all that, but I mean, Raise Dead has a very specific 10 days, no later than, or you can't do it.
That's countered by this. It also expends the time limit on raising the target from the dead, so days spent under the influence of the spell does not count against the time limits of spells such as Raise Dead.
Okay, well then you don't have, like, this right this minute then.
Yeah, I've been recasting. It lasts for 10 days in the first place. and I can recast it without much issue. He's been preserved. That's what I usually mean when I cast a spell.
Okay. So you have some time then.
Let me check my other spell real quick. Don't mind me.
And basically, long story short, you, as the players, have 7 days to come up with a way to either another way, get a resurrection cast on him, or to find a way and make a distraction in order for Scav to create or cast resurrection on him.
We have the neck, head, torso. We just have to have him be regenerated. I'll ask him. How's that? I'll ask him. I'm pretty sure this does not affect resurrection, only using it again. So I will ask Skarg what he thinks. I cast Speak with Dead
Let me read
as a
it, hold
ritual.
on. All right. You ask the corpse 5 questions.
Yep.
Ask away.
Skarg, are you against us trying to save you from your state, even if it's painful? There's nothing else.
Hold on, I gotta look how it's.
It's brief, cryptic, repetitive. Especially Skarg, a thing happened. Would you want us to try to save you at all costs, even if it's going to be more painful at the end, or risk losing you?
How painful?
Uncomfortable, but it's worse than being trapped in a swamp forever. You get to be in bed for a few days at least. Just poking around inside real quick, how, I'm assuming he was just ripped, he wasn't gutted and opened and all that stuff. Did I say?
No, he was more sort of strewn about.
Yeah, he's kind of you pull too hard on the limbs of a toy kind of thing.
Uh-huh.
Okay. You'll get to have all the rest and relaxation you want for as long as it takes for you to regenerate. What do you say, pal? That's number 2, I think, technically speaking.
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna start preparing the body. Putting it back together, making it nice, clean, stitching up any wound. Bandaging up his little stumps, I guess.
Oof.
Gotta prevent infection. And he's been preserved from decay and stuff. I'm still gonna clean him off with prestidigitation. And let's do this thing, I guess.
Scav sort of looks at you. Are you sure about this?
I mean, no, but hey, you gotta take risks sometimes. And I don't think we can afford the easy way.
She nods at you. What are you going to give me for payment?
Would you like either of the bullets or the other dragon by chance?
Neither.
All 3 of them. All 3?
I think I'll have a hard enough time with one large
Fair
undead.
enough. Well, I could say resurrecting one of the, considering how close Rex and Skarg are, one of the, I want to say, more known members of the Red House would grant you favors with them. They're pretty spread throughout the city, and they have their own people, and I want to say espionage, you could say. They're not a bad people to owe a favor to.
I need something of value. I can earn respect on my own.
Fair enough. I will. You can talk with the dead. Do you want the head of a blood hag and all the secrets that she contains?
Roll a perception check. Or persuasion.
I lagged.
You lagged?
I lagged. It took a second.
Ah, gotcha.
I mean, she came with us. She could eat faces, smell blood, all that sort of stuff. There's secrets in her body. The hags tell me. She was one of their aunties, I suppose is the term. Also, do you like trees?
Trees?
Giant, presumably sapient trees that bash people?
No.
Okay, I was gonna give you some seeds for them. I'm not sure if you have plant magic. They make good
I
fruit, though.
Tend to move around a lot.
They can technically move. Might be a bit slow, but I do believe they move.
The head alone won't suffice. You'll have to give me something else.
Let me look through what we have. Is anyone against giving up anything specific?
Well, money.
Well, yeah, but magic-wise. Do you want some universal solvent by chance? That's pretty
I could come
rare.
up with a use for that.
Okay, like, we're not gonna use it probably. I know, but, you know, saving the thing that will make us not get killed by rat people is important.
Well, he knew the risk coming out with us.
Yeah, but they don't die a lot. They generally just regenerate, like the dog does.
Why don't we go to the rats first, see if they, threaten to kill us, or if they accept the fact that it was inevitable.
How much money do you want to lose?
None.
Because it was expensive for the people to die. It was expensive to... Coin's gonna ring us for a bill. You'd be able to believe that, right, Coin?
Well, I will say this much. You were so accurate when you sold the big demigod that your negotiating skills are making me a little nervous.
I think bringing someone back from the dead for a universal solvent is useful. Would you like to give up your bowl instead?
No, I'm just saying, why don't we see if we have to give anything up? Why don't we just say he knew what the risks were?
That's not gonna go over well, I think. It's best to have him as a nugget than dead. Nugget
Okay.
Skarg. Nugget Skarg.
Okay.
I feel so bad for the amputation dog. Is it though? He can get his limbs back, right? His soul's gonna be trapped here forever with fog people and swampland.
Well, whatever you do, just let's get it done.
Okay, prepare for the screaming. Have your bottle of solvent and have a freaky head.
Okay, so she takes both of those things. Very good. It'll be a few minutes.
See, guys, my head collection fetish came in handy.
Ugh.
I'm useful.
Likely there will be some issues. He is missing some organs. I'll need a little bit of help for this.
Guts? Maybe?
Yes.
Any potions or anything of healing?
We do have
Oh, I
that
have 2 left.
We have herbs, a lot of herbs, and we have some ointment.
Well, the herbs don't help, but look, what you have to
I'm
do...
sure we used the ointment.
I mean, I have 2 potions of healing.
Right.
Do you need them?
Yes. It might be a bit messy. We need to sort of marinate his insides with it as we force one of those down its throat at the same time. With a little bit of luck, we can time it correctly and it should work.
What about, we should maybe use one restorative ointment slab on his good organs. Put some potion.
Certainly wouldn't hurt. Alright, so what are you using it on this?
I believe we're using 2 potions of healing and a dose of restorative ointment.
Okay. Alright, roll me like a healing potion and then for the ointment as well. And let us see how much it heals.
Oh gosh, should we use all of them? What do I have? I have... nada. We'll buy more. If everyone's okay with 2 doses of ointment, let's marinate us a rat. That sounds weird.
It sounds weird.
But regular potions we have, right?
You said you were going to use 2?
And 2 ointments.
You were going to use both ointments or just a dose?
We have...
Like, I don't mind if you just say you want to use a dose or you want to use 2 doses.
2 doses, not the whole thing.
Alright.
Unless there's a potion salesman around the corner we can just hit up real quick, you know?
Nowhere close.
Damn.
I mean, if you want to throw a ton of money at it, you can. You can basically float him in a vat of it, but...
How much is that?
Well, let's see. It's 150 per healing potion. I guess it's however much you want to spend.
Can we use some healing magic from Guts?
Sure.
And bardic inspiration, please? Guts, you have to sing him back to life, Guts.
Bring me back to life. I can't wake up. Wake me up inside. It's a 1d6, right?
Yes. So let's get those rolls of whatever you're going to use to try to heal at the same time that Scav is casting the spell.
That's 1d6 plus something. Hold on. For the potion, that is.
So those are the 2 ointments, correct?
Yeah, the potion of healing is 2d4 plus 2. Yeah. And then dump some magic in, Guts.
And let me do... Can I cast like a healing word or cure wounds as well?
Yeah.
Cure wounds is better. Sing him back to life.
Yeah, I mean, you can do it at whatever level you wish to as well. I mean, if you wish
I
to
cast
go...
it at level 3.
Okay, so that would be 3d8 plus spellcasting.
What is your spellcasting? 3? Is it 3 Guts?
It's 4.
Oh. So it's 17, 23, 30, 45 healing points. 45. Enough to bring me back from the dead, even.
Wake me up inside. I can't wake
How
up.
did I count that differently?
13 plus 6 is 19. 7 is 25 plus 20. Oh, it's 50.
That's what I counted too.
Yeah, I can't count, Grim. Don't trust me.
It's like math isn't not my suit.
Funnily enough, 50 was the DC that I was setting for it.
Oh, thank God.
So yes, she casts her spell. You marinate this rat folk inside and out with basically all the healing stuff you can muster. And it certainly seems to work. After a few moments, it starts to catch on, and his organs themselves start regenerating on their own. He is still in his sort of paraplegic state, and he is frankly beyond exhausted. As soon as he opens his eyes, he closes them, but it's fairly obvious at this point that he's sleeping.
I pick up my little rat baby. Let's take him home, Guts. Play a homecoming song.
A pleasure doing business with you, but we should all leave fairly now. That's a somewhat of a loud spell.
Indeed. Enjoy the
Country
dragon.
roads, take me home, West Virginia.
Yes, let's go to the Radfolk hideout. I need to talk to the leader, dude. Give him the works. Show Karg and show Kaiv and Knives and whoever the fuck's there.
Yes, and by the way, they would not have come with you. They would have gone home.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I figured as much. We were just fixing Coin's legs. They don't give a shit about Coin.
Well, you know.
Okay, do you need us to walk you to the next wall, Moss and Coin?
We'll be fine. We'll be seeing you in the next few days for some compensation for this. While of course we appreciate what you've done in resurrecting my husband,
We fixed his legs.
it was your mistake that led it to happen in the first place.
To be fair, can anyone expect a giant frog monster?
It was.
We weren't there. It was not our mistake.
Exactly.
It
You weren't there.
It was the rat folk. The rat folks were guarding.
We were doing
It
our
was
job.
your
and
duty to
people.
keep us safe.
And we would have died with you, probably.
The people you chose to do it were not up to the task. That's on you.
But I'd like to know this is also on us, too. I was thinking make you some nice metal legs, you know, platinum plated with a nice steel center, but
But
little
again,
coin slots.
we'll
you
be
know?
around sometime. I wouldn't call on us again, though.
That's fair enough.
We'll finish up our contract and we'll help you sell whatever you need to. Get prices on things and everything, but past our contract, I wouldn't expect us again.
No problem.
Goodbye.
I'd like to say it's been good, but rest easy.
And they turn and walk somewhat unsteadily away.
Let's go take baby rat boy home. Play us off, Guts.
So you make your way to where the rat folk are, or where you were last time, the compound. And of course, you don't recognize anyone there. Everybody who is someone you have met before is more or less off on their own. Kives and Kif are nowhere to be found. They certainly recognize you, however.
I asked the people, do you have any diapers? He's gonna need a few, probably.
Do you actually say that?
I say I'd go up to them. He would bring Skarg home.
Sort of raises his eyebrows. Skarg. He was
Yeah, he
killed. Why bother?
I told you.
No, look, he's right here. He's sleeping like a little baby. No limbs.
Right, come in. And he and another rat of no name come and take Skarg. Uh, huh. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. This is certainly not what was told to us.
Things changed. I paid a dragon for that boy.
Indeed. And we appreciate it.
Is your creepy wizard, no offense, I'm one of those too, guy around? I have something he should
I would
know.
suggest showing at least a modicum of respect.
My apologies. I have skeletons. I'm very forward. But is your, I want to say, I'm not sure who he is the master wizard in charge here.
He is here. If you give us a few moments, he can prepare to receive you.
Thank you.
Again, just to make sure, I recommend showing a modicum of respect.
Of course.
So, you're left waiting.
10 hours.
For quite a while. It's at least a full hour and a half that you're waiting. Eventually, they come to you. You'll be seen now. Come along. And you see...
Along? Oh, no.
Along.
Oh.
Sorry. My voice is starting to go a little bit.
They guarded by rat folk in the alley again. Oh god. No, go ahead. He's choking on the coffee, guys. We have to save him.
I'm not joking, but so you're led into sort of a... It's probably easiest to describe it more as a temple. As you get in, sort of candles are sort of everywhere, all around along the perimeter. There are, in fact, benches set up a lot like pews. There's sort of an altar towards the head of what would be the church. Again, it's, you know, sort of a sealed room. Windows aren't very in style in the city.
We talking like rat gods or city worshipping?
Well, there's no like religious icons or anything anywhere, so it's kind of hard to tell. It's more or less sparsely decorated, but what is there is basically a candle shedding off light. And there's a lot of candles. It's not like just a few candles.
Like one of those, like, you see, like, Tibetan monasteries and movies. There's just walls of candles, kind of.
Yeah, exactly. And before you see, sort of just standing center of this raised altar, the rat we've seen before. Solid white, definitely very old, scarred. The last time you've seen him, he was certainly hiding his features. He isn't now.
I'm going to go up. If I'm allowed to approach, I'm going to bow before him, showing off my etiquette, and introduce myself.
Yes. The child that Troll was so taken with. I hear a lot of things that are quite concerning. Why don't you tell me about these things?
Well, if you haven't heard the other news, Skarg is back.
He nods once.
I'd say we bit off more than we can chew. And maybe, as one person might say, we should have asked for more money. But there's another thing we got from the plane that I think we should not let anyone know about.
Oh,
Is this room safe to speak in from prying eyes?
of course.
I'm gonna open my backpack. I'm gonna take out the mirror.
And this is?
It's something similar but more short range than what you use to find places outside the city. In
Indeed.
theory, it should let you look anywhere inside the city limits, depending on where you put it, I think. And it has certain other features that let you view through it better. Anyone can use it. It's really enchanted.
That's something very intriguing. And what is your plan for this item?
Well, it's probably not something we want everyone to know about, and that's why I'm bringing it here to take it off the sale list, so to speak. It has more strategic value, I think, for both of our parties inclined.
And
Now, looking through this with detect magic, does it burn a hole in my eyes like the wall does?
it's pretty strong magical.
Yeah.
Like, it's not, burn a hole through your eyes, but like, it's not quite artifact level, but I mean, it's pretty potent.
Could, of course, travel with it if it's in a bag of holding. Use it to scry any, holding to take it out.
So what is
But
this? From you
it's-
to me? Speak plainly. Are you giving this to us?
It is a show of good faith, and apologies for accidents there within. I'd be honored if you let me, take a gander at it once in a while. But it'd probably be more use with you than it would with us. And
All
it's
right.
probably something dangerously violent. So yeah, this is a gift from us to you, to the Red House from the Emporis Company.
Good. Very good. And he sort of waves someone forward, and two rat attendants, who happen to be quite shrouded, come and take the thing away. We will study it for now.
And then hopefully Janie will come back next week and he can be a rat folk now. Yay.
Thank you for the gift. For now, I think we're done here. We'll have much to talk about. I think for the next time, perhaps you should have some more guidance or advice the next time you go out.
At least we did pick up the scraps, so to speak. Even if it didn't turn out that well.
You say scraps, and his eyes just flash.
I don't mean scraps like scraps, I mean like we
he was not happy with that the way he interpreted it.
That's not what I meant. We picked up the pieces, is what I meant to say. And we brought it back together with what we could, and we saved who we could, and we brought back the main issue at hand.
I think we're done
I
for
may be-
now. I believe Chol will come and speak with you again.
That's not what I meant to say.
Work with Coin and see about making some money.
Right.
But for now, I believe we're done.
Have a good day.
And he bows his head to you. Most graciously.
I hope you don't mind if we come back to visit Skarg anytime soon.
It might take some time for us to get Skarg feet, let alone back on his feet, but Yes, you could come at some point. We don't take failure kindly. This was not a complete failure, but we're somewhat in the middle of being pleased and enraged. But no matter. This is all talk for another time.
I'd like to thank Giant Far Gods will do that personally, but I will bid you a good night. I look forward to seeing Troll again. I hope for the safe return.
As do we all. And he sort of waits for you to leave.
Down the long temple hallway, staring at her.
More or less. So,
creepy rat man is creepy out of character.
Where to next? I presume we're kind of going home at this point. We've had quite a busy day after all.
Yeah.
Tadpole, let's burn the city
Yeah.
down.
What's that?
Let's burn the city down, Tadpole.
I'm
Let's
right
burn-
there with you, buddy.
Burn all the bad slaves down, you know? You know, they attacking the other slaves, how could they?
So yeah, it's been a busy sort of day. We are home. We have 7 days left before the next shift. It is the 23rd day, and it is evening.
And we leveled up?
Yes, you have, as a matter of fact, leveled up.
Awesome.
And we have a little bit of downtime, too.
Like 7 days of
Or
downtime.
Possibly downtime. It sort of depends on what we wish to do at this point.
Wake up early in the night, the rats have just tossed you into a cart. They caught you trying to cross the border.
You're wrapped up in a
So-
rug.
Oh,
What?
God.
How do we eventually get paid for all this stuff? Because the hags, are they going to be slaves as well? I assume.
Oh, they've been branded
Oh,
already.
yes, I'm sorry. We did sort of skip over it, but the hags were in fact branded as slaves as well.
Sure, they were happy about that.
Yeah. It just kind of got forgotten in the heat of the moment, I'm afraid. Something I am
They have these nice
prone
new
to
tattoos.
do.
What's wrong about new tattoos, guys? I'm talking about.
Yeah, I want to sell my frog meat before the market is flooded, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, right. Literally.
Okay, so
Where do Coin and them live? Do they find us? Do we find them? Do
they would
kick us
find
out?
you.
They-
Sort of the same premise. You know, they would get where you live from the rat folk and then come visit you. What I think we're going to do is we're ostensibly going to end right here, but let's talk a little bit about what we wish to do in the meantime. Like our overall plans for this bit of downtime. Obviously, as we just said, we want to make an effort to sell the Froghemoth meat.
All the meat, the dragon parts, stuff like that.
Yeah, make some coint.
Do we have a place of our own?
Yes.
You've been there.
Okay, that's right. I remember.
Are,
That's
are
right.
we
have
not
the,
on
the wall. Wally is there.
page?
You're on
Okay,
the map right now.
gotcha. Yeah, Wally and Walden.
How is Reggie doing?
Reg is fine. My throat's hurting me a little bit, so I'm not going to do his voice.
That's totally okay with me.
But you love his voice, Grim. I mean, Guts.
I mean, I love his voice. I love doing.
I
that
mean,
voice,
it's funny, but like it makes it so much scarier. Quite honestly, Reg really freaks me out.
At that point.
But I mean, he would have greeted you with "Oh, welcome back, see, welcome
Yeah.
back,
Okay.
masters."
I'll have to.
Did you have a good outing?
Give kind of the okay gesture with my hand.
It was very good.
It was eventful.
Oh, so good. You're back much sooner than I thought you would be. I didn't expect you for several more days. But I suppose it's a good thing that you're back.
Maybe.
Okay.
The one upstairs, he's been yelling and screaming and crying, and well, I can't get in there to feed on it, to feed him.
Wait, remember Almond? We killed him.
Did you? I thought you left him alive.
No, remember we let chicken
Right,
Zeus eat him.
you did. Well, never mind what I just said. It was just a fancy of mine. A little game I play. It gets so boring sometimes. Here, all alone.
Are you losing your mind, Rick?
No, of course not. I just need to get out and pinch something sometimes.
But we've got to take you out on the next outing.
Do you mean it, really?
Yeah.
Oh God.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy. Come, tell me what happened. Tell me of your adventures.
We're gonna come back to a little hamlet in the middle of nowhere. That Reg's just gonna call in the windows, kill people.
Why don't we
So
we have a
I'm
number
gonna
of
at
days.
least spend the next few hours giving Reg stories of our.
Why don't we take Reg out right now or tomorrow for a day or two for an outing?
Oh yes, we could go out and find something fresh.
Yeah. I think that's a great idea.
We could go and buy you a chicken.
It would be maybe something larger than a chicken.
Maybe we can find a bullywug to feed her.
Can we get you a goat?
I'm thinking much larger, something
How?
intelligent.
Oh God.
Like I said, let's take her outside the city for a couple days. We have 10 days, right?
No, we can't leave the city.
We have about 7 days, as a matter of fact. It's
Why
the
can't we leave the city?
23rd.
The land around the city is not our plot. We can't take stuff from it.
What's that?
Everything around the city has been bought and paid for, like our plot was. So we can't go onto someone else's plot and take stuff. We go in the city, you know, get some rebels, get some slaves, goblins, kobolds.
Okay. This whole thing's rather confusing to me. Okay. Well, sorry, Reg.
I still go out for a walk. You go to the druid's place. Oh, we have to sell the seeds to them. Let's just say straight up, probably we take the 20k in coinage we have, and we just add it to the treasury. Not accounting for the 70,000 and all the stuff we sell.
I have an
Yeah,
idea.
The 70,000
take
and
Reg.
everything we sell will cover our debt.
Why don't we take Reg to the part of town where we got ambushed? And she's got to rock around at night.
Oh, I deafened myself instead of unmuted myself. Speaking of which, did I tell you guys that it is, October the 3rd today, and that it is 95 degrees outside where I am?
Damn.
It is ridiculous. It is supposed to be fall.
It's fall, Grim.
So hot and sweaty.
Gosh, remember, you have pipes of the sewer now, too.
It's 3 degrees outside.
Can you repeat that?
Remember, you have the pipes of the sewer, too?
Pipes of the sewer.
Yeah, you got that last time.
When did I get that?
After we killed the dragon, I think?
I'm not quite sure which room it was, but it was certainly in one of the dungeon rooms.
Alright, I'll add it to my thing then.
So,
Pipes of the sewer.
other than sort of taking the time to sell things, is there anything that we as either individuals or we as party members would like to do in this downtime?
Clean.
Buy spells. Learn leather working, goddamn.
You know what? I'm gonna just do a little more research into this uprising, the slave uprising. So, just let you figure it on that one.
Yes.
Let you chew on that as a DM for a while.
Are you're still sort of looking for a more permanent way to remove the slave marking, right?
Yeah. Maybe overthrow the city. I would definitely not be opposed to that.
Okay. So you're definitely actively looking to join in on this uprising.
Well, not actively looking to join in, investigating the option.
Fair.
I don't want to be too eager. They'll be cautious. I'm going to be cautious. But
Just
yeah,
like-
I'm
just
definitely
like-
looking into it.
Just like to know, the secret room I sleep in is guarded by undead and alarm spells, just for the sake of it. You know. Guts doesn't sleep. Reg, I don't
Wait.
know what the hell Reg does. In case, they follow you back and try to slit our throats in the middle of the night to feed.
Am I the only slave in our group?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Can I try to get a
Technically
formal
Zeus is,
education?
but I'm
Oh,
sorry,
yeah.
I was stepping on you. What was that?
Oh no, sorry. Can I try and get like an education at the Mage's Tower?
Try to get what from the Mage's Tower?
Can I go to like learn?
You could certainly apply to, yes. Now, with you specifically, Guts, the hags would want to take you and do sort of their business as well. They want to get you, frankly, a murderin', so you can start with them to create this soul bag and start on your
cool.
next step.
No, they're not allowed in my lab, by the way. No hags.
No, yeah, we'll do that. I have to start scoping out people.
I can help you go out, murder.
Is it common knowledge that she needs to murder somebody amongst the group?
Yes.
It is.
I don't believe it's been a secret at all. The hags certainly wouldn't have been trying to keep it a secret, and I don't really think anybody else would be either.
I throw this idea at Bones. Why don't you see if it's acceptable to flush out some more bandits like we encountered, and to see if those would count?
I believe we have to,
'Cause-
if we want to do it officially, we have to speak to Thorgro the Magnificent. Thorgrum the Magnificent. He's quite magnificent,
Thorgrum.
That Magnificent.
You could just go murder.
That's true. But getting paid to murder is better,
But that takes some of the fun out of it, dearie. So we're more or less trying to sell things is basically the general consensus,
Yeah.
and see what all we get. Are we looking at selling the raw resources we have for all these potions and whatnot? Or are we looking into getting them converted into actual potions and then selling?
I think we should keep a few and start a garden.
Do we have a spot to start a garden?
we can.
As a
make
resident
one?
of the city, it's very tough to grow things, almost impossible without druidic intervention.
Okay.
Because it's kind of cool to grow one of those human hanging trees.
You could
Right.
do it, but you'd have to wind up contacting someone, paying a retainer, and all that. And speaking of which, the plants inside the mansion are most certainly looking the worse for wear.
I'll replace them with colorful skeleton decorations later.
Are fake plants the thing that existed?
Right.
So the general consensus is we wish to see what money we have and all that, and then we want to decide if we want to spend money on things or...
Yeah. Let's get everything, sell everything we can,
By
divvy it up.
Okay. And again, frankly, that'll be sort of an in-between thing because I have to tally everything up, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
But we are looking to just sell raw resources of the dragon. We're not looking to craft them into anything, correct?
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay. We're looking to hang on to all of the magical stuff that we have, correct?
Yeah.
I think so.
the question: can we drink water elementals? Is my question. Can we drink those?
You cannot drink water elementals.
They don't like it.
And they don't like it. Not one bit.
Yeah. So I think the only thing I have to sell on my own is all that frog meat.
Okay.
And the dragon stuff. Somewhat. Should we get anything else? Is that all the meat we had? I guess you could give most of it to the.
I mean, basically, we have
I do have
tons
6
of meat.
unidentified potions. It says DC 10, or is it DC 18? I can't. Writing's too small. Hold on. Let me see if I can see. I'm getting old. The fonts are too small. The screens are shrinking. The older I get, the screens start to shrink.
You
Hold on,
can buy 50-inch screens nowadays. You know.
Okay, do you know what I'm talking about? It's poison DC 10,
Okay.
not potion. Sorry.
Hey, happens to everybody.
Yeah, put my glasses on. Found them all. Found my glasses.
Okay, well, I mean, if there's nothing left, what we will do is we will call it here, and we will look towards handling sort of the fiddly money-y bits in between sessions.
Sure.
And
Just
we will...
like last time, send you text or whatever with I want this, 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 and this.
Yep.
Do
You,
give
you
us
can just
the,
put it in the general Discord
yeah.
too, so that way everybody
Sure.
else can see as well.
To give us the count where we took the 20k we got out from the hordes, and we just need the total of all the stuff we're selling, and whatever we're splitting with the rat folk.
Okay. Sounds like a plan.
All right.
And I will not be here next week. I'm sorry.
Understood.
Actually, I'm not sorry. I'm going to be on vacation. I'm not
There
sorry.
you go.
It's hard to get angry over that one.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is, don't kill your character off.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good thing I'm saying. Yes, that's right.
Yes. Do you mind missing any limbs or organs at all?
Well, I would appreciate staying intact. That would be nice.
You don't want to be like Skarg?
No.
But you can send
Matter of fact,
metal-
hey, Grim,
Mm-hmm.
could you have Bones or Guts run my character for me and not not anybody else?
So what you're saying is to delim you, we need to actually attack.
Oh gosh. All right, guys. Well, like I said, it was a good session. I think. Yeah,
pretty
I
cool.
don't really have anything else to say. Thank you for watching. For
Ribbit.
those of you who have been watching, I'm Grimcat, and this is D&D Thursdays. I hope you have a good rest of the week. Peace out.
Peace.